Greetings, freedom fighters, women in the NAACP, and our supporters. I'm Linda Spite, State Wind Cheer. I greet you with peace and solidarity. Our workshop title is Win, Forward Through Empowerment. I pray that after the presentation, you will have a greater understanding of how to create an environment in which others and you can be the best. For those who are not familiar with WIN, here is a little information. WIN, or Women in the NAACP, is an established NAACP committee with volunteer coordinators in 7 regions. Our region coordinator is Mrs. Ann Shipman. WIN's national theme is Open Hearts and Outstretched Hands of Women and Children. One of our objectives is to create, design, and share a working program relevant to the community and in line with the overall NAACP policies, as well as to solicit memberships. Overall goal is to empower women and girls to lead and to advocate for positive life experiences and self-development. I'm enjoyed to have our National WIN Director, Dr. Thelma Daley, Baltimore, Maryland, and Region 5 Coordinator, Mrs. Ann Shipman from Fayetteville, North Carolina, to be a part of our workshop. Our National Director of WIN, Dr. Daley, will come and greet you at this time, followed by Regional Coordinator, Mrs. Shipman.
Good afternoon, all of my WIN sisters in the great state of Mississippi. I am Thelma Daley, Director of Women in the NAACP. And you know how great it is that technology is allowing us to get together without any airfare, no hotels, no train rides, no car rides. And you know, I'm just honored to be with you in this great state today for your state meeting, because women always have a way of getting it done. And let me say to you, leadership comes in many styles, and you have a superb leader in Mrs. Spate. And you know, still dominant in my mind is the celebration of the 100th anniversary of the 19th Amendment, which was a 72-year movement to give women the right to vote. When signed into law August 26, 1920, 27 women had the right to vote. But many, like African American women and Native American women, did not reap the benefit. And so the struggle continues. And so I'm saying today, even though law said we have the right to vote, for us, the struggle continues. And so as the work in your respective setting, as women in the NAACP goes on in your movement, in your forward movement, I, in my greetings to you, have just 6 little points to offer. And one is, everything I'm saying is something you already know, but just reminders. Remember, we get more done as a group than alone. We get more done as a group than alone. And it is better to focus on solutions rather than on problems. It is better to focus on solutions rather than on problems. And just remember, as we work in our branches, there can be only one president or one chair at a time. And the other thing is just to remember that as we work together as women, we all have needs, no matter what titles we carry. We all have needs. We have outside needs and inside needs. Or our outside needs might be safety and shelter and food and clothing and water and sunshine. And if I were in New Orleans or Louisiana, I would say electricity. But we also have what I would call, as we work together and we have to be cognizant of, would be the inside needs. Sometimes they are overlooked, but those inside needs are friendship. We all need friendship in order to work together. We all need a sense of recognition, to be included, to be able to express ourselves. to have some form of a loving and caring environment as we work, and respect for each other, remembering that all have gifts, and we sometimes have to help others to find and release their gifts. Some may seem unwilling for fear of making a mistake. Therefore, we must always keep training going and learning and training and learning and bringing others along. And so at this very moment, I congratulate you on the giant strides you are making in Mississippi and wish you the very, very best in your wonderful work for women and children under the leadership of the stellar leadership of your leader, your state coordinator, Mrs. Spate, and her leadership team. And I am just very, very grateful that you allowed me to visit with you today. I wish I could be there in person, but oh, how great it is that technology has allowed me to be with you. Thank you and blessings.
I'm bringing greetings on behalf of Mrs. Ann Shipman, our Region 5 coordinator. I'm elated to send greetings to you from Southeast Region 5 Wind Cheers, South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, and Tennessee. Before I continue, please allow me to extend my concerns, prayers, condolences, and love to the citizens of Southeast Region 5, states and other states impacted by the devastating Hurricane Ida. Many of you are badly affected by the storm, and unfortunately, it will be quite a bit of time for the lives of families, friends, and yourself will get on cheer footing in the aftermath of Hurricane Ida and related tornadoes. Please accept my sympathy and know that you and your state will not be forgotten. I often receive calls from Ms. Spite to join Mississippi's virtual meetings so that we can discuss how to implement the WIN plans. During these challenging times, I have seen and heard how Mrs. Spite and her committee implement the National WIN theme along with carrying out goals of the NAACP. The WIN model of open hearts and outstretched hands to women and children can be felt throughout Mississippi due to the needs of the local communities and the state being met by members of the WIN communities throughout the state. Thank you, Ms. Spite, for your continued work with the Mississippi WIN Leadership Representative and State WIN Committee leaders. Lastly, I've heard many fantastic and motivational comments about the young lady who will speak at the virtual WIN workshop on empowerment. She will have useful, interesting, and inspirational information to share with you. So lean in, get ready to receive rewarding and motivating ideals that this workshop has planned for you. Then be prepared to plan how you will share and implement what you can in your sphere or influence. Again, greetings from the other state chairs in Southeast Region 5, women in the NAACP. Keep up the excellent work. Doris Shipman, Southeast Region 5, WIN Coordinator. I'm honored today to introduce you to a wife, mother of two, a United States Army veteran, someone who faithfully serves the residents of Jeff Davis County as Agent 2, Family and Consumer Science, and sits on the seat as the Vice President of the Mississippi Association of FCS. She serves the entire state of Mississippi as an adult and youth mental health first aid trainer under preventing opium misuse in Southeast. When she's not working, she enjoys crafting and traveling. She's a newly member of the Jeff Davis County WIN. I present to you our workshop leader, Mrs. Latonya Ramsey.
Hello. Today I would like to talk to you about empowerment. We'll talk about what empowerment is, what areas empowerment can be performed, and how to perform some of those empowerment movements in your everyday lifestyle. We must become the change we want to see. That quote is by Mahatma Gandhi. When we think about empowerment, I just want to share a story. Growing up in Macon, Mississippi, a small town, a little farther down the road is a larger small town, Aberdeen, Mississippi. As stated in my introduction, I am former military. So being 18 years old, going to South Carolina to begin my first mission, I came across my first drill sergeant. And telling you what empowerment is goes a little something like this. My first day there, we had to do a performance test where we had to pass a physical running test. And during that test, I am a person who has never had any activity as far as being athletic or a runner. So on this 2-mile run, maybe about 8 laps around a track, on my 4th, I was done. But my drill sergeant from that little old town down the street from me, Aberdeen, Mississippi, she shouted, "Ramsey, get on down that track." Okay, so I did become a little faster, but still long-winded. I didn't know if I could make it. I further paced on down until she came around, and she continued to shout, "Ramsey, get on around that track." But as far as empowerment, what did she do? She still became the same drill sergeant she was supposed to become and shout, but she also became a person who helped me and talked to me about controlling my breathing, controlling my pace. Not only did she do that, in her fatigues, black army boots and all, she continued to do at least 2 laps around the track with me. Shouting, being that drill sergeant, but also empowering me, giving me the resources and the tools I needed to continue the pace that I had. And she also role modeled that exact same method to me, and by getting around that track and running that same race with me. Now that's what you call empowerment. So when we think about messages that we hear and we see every day, are they positive or negative? Do you feel like they're helping you? Do you feel like they're communicating something that helps you and influence your self-concept? Empowerment cannot happen without resources. When we talk about empowerment, what is empowerment? Empowerment is providing a sense of confidence to others or to another person, giving that authority, but also a sense of confidence in many areas of disciplines in their life. Power has to change in order for empowerment to come. When we think about empowerment, we want to have the power, but we also want to share that power. The power has to change. It should not be having power over, but sharing that power. Power can expand into empowerment in 3 ways. Those 3 ways are individual action, which is self-empowerment, organizational, and interpersonal empowerment. That goes along with being able to have that same communication and that bond that you form with others around you and in your community. So when we think about the word power, have you ever felt powerful? Have you ever felt powerful at the expense of someone else? What was it? Was it with someone else or was it with yourself? Many people mistake the word empowering for delegation. So as the story with my drill sergeant, she didn't just delegate me to get myself on around that track. She also empowered me by also giving me the confidence that I can run that same race that she was running because she was out there with me. Empowerment, once again, is being able to give a person that confidence that they have or that they should have to improve in themselves. Delegation is just giving a task or authority to somebody. But we can't empower without the most essential character traits. And some of those traits include having that trust, that respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, and citizenship. I still felt ownership in that race I was running, but it did give me a sense of respect and pride when she hit the ground with her boots and ran that race with me. I did develop my strength, I did experience growth, and I also found a new sense of discovery for my role and why I was there to become the person I was to become. So when we think about empowerment, transformation, how do we create an environment of empowerment where others can do their best, where they can achieve and succeed? When others are empowered, we have done what we should do, and we have shown them that sense of respect and pride that they deserve and that we know they have. They will continue to develop their strength and experience growth. They will discover that they can make a difference in the world, themselves, and the organizations in which they serve. And that's what empowerment is all about. We want to see others around us be transformed into the person that we know they can be. So the first empower, we must understand ourselves. We often see a lot of celebrities and we try to mimic ourselves like them. We compare ourselves to them. I will raise my hand and be the first to say, I also am the one who does that. When we think about comparing ourselves, you can compare yourself to many people, such as your friends, celebrities, siblings, and models. We notice how they look, how they feel, what they're wearing, what they're doing. But all around us, there are messages telling us that we should be a certain way. But when we think about being able to empower ourselves and someone else, we have to be aware that I myself, you yourself, we ourselves are unique, and we are unique to others. So before we can empower, we have to understand ourselves and also accept ourselves, flaws and all. So some areas in which empowerment can be performed include the 8 dimensions of wellness. Our first dimension is physical wellness. Physical wellness is where we can visit a doctor or other health professional and learn how to be the best person we can be. Such examples include maybe checking our blood pressure or learning how to check our blood pressure, how to check our blood sugar, our waist circumference. Those are all physical empowerment moves. You can help yourself understand your physical well-being, but you also can aid someone else in helping themselves by going to the doctor with them or making that first appointment for them. They may be a little scared or a little anxious. So those are some ways that you can empower in that area of physical well-being, physical wellness. Another dimension of wellness is intellectual wellness. So I want to input that I am a 4-H and Family Consumer Science agent from Mississippi State University Extension, and I want to shout out all of the different cooperative extensions that are around the world and many in a lot of other states. So how can we empower in intellectual wellness? Well, your local college, library, your local congregations, and other community organizations, they have loads of information that may be able to help you with free classes and skill building. That's how we can empower ourselves in intellectual wellness. A lot of our cooperative extension around the state and around the world are able to help you improve yourself in those skills and training. So look up your local cooperative extension and see what resources they offer as far as learning and being engaged. Another dimension is financial wellness. My motto is, and this is a personal motto of mine, just because I have money doesn't mean I need to spend it. So with my motto, I think about and I try to find low cost and free services that can help me and my family better plan for the future. Your local library can often direct you to those affordable financial planning services. I also am a family consumer science agent, so that means I teach financial well-being. And there are many tools that I like to give others. And one of those I would like to give you today, if you haven't heard of it before, is the 50-30-20 rule. These are percentages for budgeting. The golden rule is always to pay yourself first, and that's in the term of 20% of financial wellness in terms of your savings. The 30 is 30% to your wants and 50% to your needs. So as you receive pay from any form, please think about that 50-30-20 rule. A little financial empowerment for you today. Environmental wellness, green living, energy efficient, outdoor activities, healthy homes. One consensus is being a healthy home. And we know that ourselves today, we can spend a lot of time indoors. So our homes are the building blocks for our health as well. When we think about our environmental wellness, please think about doing things to continue to have a healthy home. Spiritual wellness is our personal belief, your own personal belief and values. So with spiritual wellness, we want to think about having an understanding, accepting, and open-mindedness for our world and our communities and all that we serve and all that we are around. Being involved in social and community groups and being able to have time for yourself to reflect, have a little peacefulness and a little meditation. Our most common form of empowering is through education and training, but there are other ways to empower in which we are all essential to each other. So once again, empowerment can come in the form of community development, psychology, education, economics, social movements and organizations, and your own personal well-being. So that all relates us to our social wellness, another dimension where empowerment can be formed. For an example, being able to be a part of different community meetings, to meet new people, and social time to just connect and reconnect. Occupational wellness is another form in which empowerment can be formed. When we think about occupational wellness, we think about our work setting, but we also want to think about that setting being able to fit our values, our personal satisfaction, our talents, gifts, and knowledge, also fit our schedule and provide us with a sense of accomplishment. When we think about that social wellness enables us to help bring out some of those gifts and talents that we see in others, that they may not have that same empowerment or that confidence to express that talent or that gift by themselves. But with these tools, we are able to help ourselves and our other express those talents and provide accomplishment. The last dimension of wellness in which empowerment can be formed is emotional wellness. Being able to express your feelings freely, having coping mechanisms in order to help with stressors and to adjust to other emotional challenges in life. There are 10 significant ways we can empower others to be successful. 1, model a passion for the mission and goals. As I said in my story, my drill sergeant did that for me. She demonstrated her commitment and also her enthusiasm for me to win and succeed. We need to understand the work, communicate it, answer questions, and seek resources to what we do not know. And it's okay to not know, but we are able to get those resources in some form or fashion. So we really need to seek those. Create an atmosphere for a caring attitude toward whatever idea or platform that you want to express. We have to create an atmosphere where ideas are welcome and considered. Have consistency in your words, actions, and be able to explain your reasons for change. Being accessible and approachable is one form of giving others the empowerment they need to be confident in doing whatever task or whatever empowerment that they see fit. Have a clear description of expectations and responsibilities. So you want to provide a role description for everyone on your team. That includes your family members. I have a 9-year-old, and I definitely provide a description of how he helps our team Whether it's putting clothes in the dryer, I let him know that he's a very important part of our family and our team. Provide resources, training, and support. We want to provide quality training and education. Be upfront with new information and updates. Do not be afraid to share information and that feedback. Express it both formally and informally. Always express your appreciation. As I leave with you today, the words that will be left is being able to provide others with the authority that they can gain self-confidence in any areas of their life and of wellness. That is what empowerment is. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Ramsey. I believe I can say that empowerment starts within. Before I can empower others, I have to understand who I am first. I would be remiss of myself if I did not mention my WIN committee chairs: Clinton Branch, Winella Fulton, Forrest, Gwen Davis, Hines, Shirley Mock and Mary Duckworth, Jasper, Brenda McCurtis, Jefferson Davis, Queen Sutton, Atipa Hall, Kathy Rodriguez, Smith, Mary Kincaid, Stone, Norma, Sims, Winston, Linda Floyd.